Oppenheimer Day 8. In 1912, when Robert was 8 years old, Ella gave birth to another son, Frank Friedman Oppenheimer, and thereafter, much of her attention shifted to the new baby. At some point, Ella's mother moved into the Riverside apartment and lived with the family until she died when Frank was a young teenager. The 8 years separating the boys left few opportunities for sibling rivalry. Robert later thought he had been not only an elder brother, but also perhaps father to him because of that age difference. Frank's early childhood was as nurturing, if not more so, than Robert's. If we had some enthusiasm, Frank recalled, my parents would cater to it. In high school, when Frank showed an interest in reading Chaucer, Julius promptly went out and bought him a 1721 edition of the poet's works. When Frank expressed a desire to play the flute, his parents hired one of America's greatest flutists, George Barré, to give him private lessons. Both boys were excessively pampered, but as the firstborn, only Robert acquired a certain conceit. I repaid my parents' confidence in me by developing an unpleasant ego, Robert later confessed, which I'm sure must have affronted both children and adults who were unfortunate enough to come into contact with me. In September 1911, soon after returning from the second visit to grandfather Benjamin in Germany, Robert was enrolled in a unique private school. Years earlier, Julius had become an active member of the Ethical Culture Society. He and Ella had been married by Dr. Felix Elder, the society's leader and founder, and beginning in 1907, Julius served as a trustee of the society. There was no question but that his sons would receive their primary and secondary education at the Society's school on Central Park West. The school's motto was Deed, Not Greed. Founded in 1876, the Ethical Culture Society inculcated in its members a commitment to social action and humanitarianism. Man must assume responsibility for the direction of his life and destiny. Although an outgrowth of American Reform Judaism, ethical culture was itself a non-religion, perfectly suited to upper middle-class German Jews. Most of them, like the Oppenheimers, were intent on assimilating into American society. Felix Adler and his coterie of talented teachers promoted this process and would have a powerful influence in the molding of Robert Oppenheimer's psyche, both emotionally and intellectually.